No, you got it.
Oh, I got it. Okay.
He's supposed to be called Tom Chuck. That's the appropriate Polish, but he's anglicized it to Tom Zach.
He's right.
Wait.
That's true.
I have to stop the show and give myself a round of applause. Because I was sure I was going to butcher your name on. Oh my goodness. Gentlemen, thank you so much for taking out the time. And this has been kind of like long overdue because I've been going back and forth with your team. I would say for close to maybe 30 days, trying to desperately get you guys on, but you're so busy. So all joking aside, I'm glad for you guys to come on. You guys have a wonderful product. I will tell you about the snafu first, because I was talking with you and I was getting, and I'm sure this is something that happens all the time, I was getting you freeconference.com and freeconferencecall.com slightly mixed up. And I'm going to decrease, allow you to increase. Introduce yourselves, tell us about your product, and then we'll get into a few questions.
Sure. So, Noam, do you mind if I kind of take the lead on that?
Not at all. Go ahead. That's great.
So Ted, thank you very much. It's fun to be on an episode where you're also going to be debating Ken Griffey Jr. I mean, that is actually more interesting than the conference calling. But still, to compete with that. So freeconference.com is actually the original free conference calling service in the U.S. And it does compete and is often confused with our close friends and rivals, freeconferencecall.com. They actually started out as a partner of ours and then split off. So there's a whole bunch of these providers that are available in the U.S. right now. We like to think that we're cutting some new ground these days with our new launch of zero download free conference video, as well as services that allow you to have some really affordable upgrades and customize your experience directly. But yeah, it's available for everyone to use, and it is exactly what it sounds like. It is freeconference.com. You can go on there and get a conference calling number, and it costs you nothing. Your dial-in customers pay nothing for it, and we've got numbers all around the world. So you can have a call in Germany, and your dialers there will pay nothing. You could be based in New York, and you're not paying anything there. And you can dial in from somewhere in the snows of Canada, and you pay nothing there as well. So, a terrible business model. I wish we were making money, but there it is.
Hey, I got to jump in and say, guys, seriously, how are you able to afford this venture? Tell us. That's question number one. And number two, I guess a question for Noam is, are you taking the best of the best engineers from Waterloo, or are you kind of carving them up for your company, or what?
Noam, why don't you answer that, and then I'll talk about the business model.
Sure. Actually, Toronto is a great place to find engineers, and that's where our head office is. So we get engineers from Waterloo, but we get engineers from all over the world who are coming to Toronto as a just sort of a major city that a lot of people are immigrating to from around the world, or even from within Canada. Waterloo, Toronto, out west, all over the place. We've got an engineer from Ireland, so really Toronto is sort of like and Waterloo is like a Canadian Silicon Valley. So that's, and then we also have people in LA, which we haven't mentioned yet. So we have an office in LA too. So when it gets too cold in Toronto, we just head down there and hang out there. And LA's a big market too. So.
Yeah, and the technology that we use is really very, it's cloud based, so it doesn't really matter where you are these days. In the same way that people can dial in from just about anywhere, and right now we're having this call using a great product, Blog Talk Radio. It doesn't matter where anybody is; they can listen from anywhere, they can participate anywhere, and they can collaborate from anywhere. So it's a really unbridled next generation system these days with those kinds of technologies. So we're happy to get people from anywhere. As regards our business model, I'll just quickly talk about the fact that in the golden days of conference calling, used to be a much better mechanism by which you could drive traffic and get a portion of revenue from carriers. And that has really changed over the past number of years. In fact, the FCC has been steadily removing that ability for a number of years, and it's set to go to zero by 2018. So we're nearly at the end of that, and it's not a money making venture to just go on traffic, but you can do it in a very cost effective way with certain terminating numbers, so certain places you can dial into where it's very cost effective, and hopefully people like the service enough that they want to customize it a bit. And so we have like what we call a freemium offering, which means that you may want to use free conference and then add something like a personal greeting, or have recordings, or have long-term storage, or personalize it in other ways, and those are the sorts of things that we charge a little bit of money for. Still a lot cheaper than using like PGI or Intercall or any of those other larger providers. It's very cost effective for people to start a business, or to just community organize, or do political things in a really cost effective way.
So Jason and Noam, I'm an IT guy by trade. I'm not a telecom person by trade. So I'm going to throw out this question. Don't yell at me when I say this, okay? Because I'm not well versed in the telecom world. I know a little something. So I'm going to say, is this true voice over IP, or are you guys using PRIs? Like, I guess I'm looking for the secret sauce. If you can let us know, or let our listeners know about it.
Yeah, for sure. So we partner with phone companies all over the U.S. And worldwide. So typically with the phone companies in the United States, when you're calling one of our U.S. dial-in numbers, that call is like any other phone call you make. It's going through traditional phone lines, and then our equipment is in the carrier location, and so it's not a voice over IP call.
Okay.
But we allow people to join through their computers.
Okay.
And we also allow people to join internationally, and so it's a real mix of traditional, what we call the PSTN, which is like a traditional phone call, and newer generation voice over IP, where the calls are going over the internet.
Gotcha. So it's like a hybrid model.
And the other, from a technology perspective, we pride ourselves on sort of bringing the telephone world and the internet world together.
Perfect.
Doing teleconferencing is our core, and we didn't want to leave that out as we started to build new products. And so telephone and the telephone network is always going to be part of our products.
And Ted, just one other thing. One of our products that we've got live is called Cauliflower. It was actually one of the first technologies to use WebRTC on the web, so that people could call in without having a dial-in. You just had to have a compatible browser, and you could just connect straight into the telephonic network, just as we're doing now, but straight from your computer, and bypass all feeds altogether. So when you use free conference and you're in Iceland or something like that where we don't have a free number available for you, you can connect through the internet and use video or high definition audio, and it is utterly free as long as you've got a Wi-Fi connection. So you can get it through WebRTC, real-time communications, and that works on Chrome, Opera, and Firefox.
So the high definition video feeds, the download less high definition video that you offer, that's all browser based.
It is, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It really is. It's a nice alternative to things like Google Hangouts, which are a little bit cumbersome, right? And it's a nice alternative to Skype as well.
Jason, I got to stop you right here. Google Hangout can be quirky at times. Really, really quirky if you don't know what you're doing. I mean, but it's Google. So a lot of times you do have to be, an MIT grad to sit there and set up the Google Hangout for you and let's say 2 or 3 people, that want to join your Hangout that aren't computer savvy. So that's excellent that you're providing that type of option. Kudos to you guys.
Thank you very much. I think that Google's focus is really to have a car that drives itself, and you can have a Google Hangout while you're in the car. And our focus is just on getting people together. So we're only focused on one thing.
That's perfect. Hey, I want to ask you quickly, because I know you guys are short on your time. Tell us about the mobile app.
So right now,
whenever I don't talk, that's Noam's cue to speak.
The mobile app is live, but we're still developing the video feature into the mobile app. So that's going to be out soon, hopefully during January or February. But right now you can use the mobile app. You can manage your conference calls from the mobile app, so you can see who's there. In a conference call like this, you'd be able to see from your phone who's online, and you can mute and unmute people, do text chat, group text chat, and all the other features. And video will be available, like I said, hopefully in January or February this year. So it's very close. It's just almost ready.
So tell me this much. Noam, is the video feature, the video chat, is that a pay-for cost, or does that come with kind of like the free version?
No, video conferencing is free.
Wow.
We're limiting it to 10 people. And it'll work from your mobile on Wi-Fi or on your cellular data. It's really nice. It's really easy, and it works really well. So we encourage everyone to try it.
Hey, are you guys able to talk about IOTM?
Yep, we can certainly talk about IOTM. So IOTM is the company that owns Free Conference, and it's a company that's been around for this is our 11th year. We're a Delaware incorporated company, so we've got a couple of locations we talked about, Toronto and Los Angeles. We're growing. So this year we received an accolade. We're on the Deloitte Fast 500, which is Deloitte's list of North American fast-moving tech companies. We were listed on the thank you. We were listed in Inc. magazine's fast-growing tech companies. I think what number were we? 34? No. 238. I can't remember what number it is. We're in the
84. I think.
84. Thank you. So we're in the Inc. list. So we're growing there, and we're the number 3 telco company on the Inc. list. So that's an accolade for us as well. And we're we're continuing to develop fresh and new products. So this year, there's going to be some interesting stuff that's going to be coming out. Stuff, Ted, maybe that you'd find interesting and want to participate in as well. But it's all going to be based around the idea of us helping people come together and communicate and collaborate and community cast such as we're doing right now.
That is perfect, gentlemen. I mean, I can't tell you how impressed I am with. I set up the account today. I customized it today, and I did a test call. Once I was, like I said, I was speaking with Zaria this whole time, and I said, "Oh yeah, I've been using your product. This is great." Blah 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 blah. And then when she kind of brought me back she yanked on my Superman cape today and said, "No, Ted, you're looking at the wrong product." And I said, "Okay." It's kind of Jason, it was kind of like being back in third grade, and you think you're doing a great job, and you kind of, get brought back to earth a little bit. But it's I tried your product, and I got to tell you this much: from a end user perspective, you kept the interface as clean as possible. Whereas when you go to some of these other products, that the menu is like it's so deep. And there's so many features that are there that you're like, okay, I'm lost. I don't even know what to do. Where's the manual? And I got to tell you, it was nice and clean. The interface is clean. And using it and the option whether or not to use the penless conference dial-in. And I just see there's a benefit to that. There's a benefit. And the one thing I do have to say to you, how come you guys, or is this like a Q3 or Q4 option? Are you guys thinking about getting into podcasting, like allowing people to use your product to, stream across the internet or use it for recording? I mean, are those thoughts kind of coming down the pike, or you're really just staying to the core business?
We've got some really exciting stuff coming down the pike this year, and I mean, first of all, Ted, thank you very much for those kind words. I mean, that's exactly what we were hoping people would experience with our product. So that's very heartening for us. But yeah, to answer your question, we do have some really exciting evolutionary things that are going to be coming out this year that I think our customer base is going to be quite excited by, and I think some new users are also going to be. Are going to find quite notable as well about the direction that we're taking our company. Look, the whole way that people communicate now is changing. It used to be that there were only certain ways that you could get your message out. As recently as 10 years ago, the idea of podcasting was relatively new, and the idea of what a radio show was also fairly limited, but that's all breaking apart now, and there's lots of different ways that people can hear other people's ideas and share ideas and come together like this and passively listen or actively participate, and we're going to be right in the middle of that. So this is going to be an exciting year for us.
That's excellent. That's excellent, guys, because I tell you, I'm looking, once I get approval from my wife, I plan this summer to attend the Podcast Movement Convention, and a lot of the telcos do stop in, or traditional versus what's happening nowadays, where you have that hybrid, where it's like, hey, you can use our product if you want to take this call and listen to the recorded session versus stream it live, because that's nowadays, like you said, the users. Our end user experience nowadays is different, where everything used to be pushed to you. Now it's more pull. It's more, I don't have time. A lot of our listeners here on Late Night Parents, they might not have time on Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern time to listen to the show, but I know because I go to iHeart and I go to Spreaker and the various repositories that I use to pull my numbers, and I'm like, wow, I have, the listener base to the live listeners is maybe 70% to 30%, because people are going to listen and watch when it's, I guess, when they have time to do it and it's less on, hey, I need to listen to this live. So I think you guys have a wonderful product. We definitely want to work with you, going forward. I think I have a press release that I'm going to release on latenightparents.com about your product and some of the new enhancements. But when this stuff comes down, definitely, because we have, moms, dads, all the above that listen, that are part of this experience. And like I said, we really like the product, very impressive. If I guess my next question is, what is the best way to learn more about your product? I basically, this is the part where I'm telling you, plug your product.
I mean, the easiest thing to do is to go to freeconference.com. You can always tell us is the difference because we have the asterisk as our logo. So when you go to freeconference.com, if you see the orange asterisk, which is a very old logo that we've had for many years, that's the sign of quality that you're with the original Free Conference product. Set up an account. All you need to do is put your email address in, and you're done. And then you can walk yourself through it. It's really dirt simple, Ted. As you'd mentioned, it's very easy to schedule a call. It's very easy to record a call. It's very easy to customize it and add things like 1-800 numbers and things like that. But at the very basic, it's just put your email address in and press join, and you get a number and a PIN code, and you're ready to go and communicate with other people. So we'd encourage people to do that. We've got dial-in numbers all over the U.S. that are free. We've got dial-in numbers abroad in Canada and Germany and the UK and France and other places that are all free. And we encourage people to use it as much as possible. Call early and call often, as they say.
Hey, so I guess this question is for Noam, Jason. I'm going to say, so Noam, are you encouraging more of a consumer-based, or you're going after the enterprise model? Or is that a question for Jason?
I can answer it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we have probably the most diverse user base at any business. So we have, it spans from individuals who are doing this for family reunions and all sorts of consumer use cases like that, to like the U.S. military, not officially, but a lot of people in big organizations, even like the military, sign up for free conference accounts and use free conference. And then we have everything in between. A lot of charities, a lot of religious organizations across all religions. We don't like to discriminate against any religions. We want them all to use freeconference.com. So they're all there, and all sorts of other organizations, tons of small business. So free conference, really, it's such a useful product for people to communicate that it really brings in a hugely diverse customer base. Jason, did you want to add anything to that? Did I miss anything there?
I think that's right. There's, it can be used by large enterprise, and we do have some large enterprise customers. But free conference is a it's a utilitarian service. So I think Noam nailed it. And the religious thing is funny because it's if we ever got all of our customers in a room together, we'd either have World War III or we'd have world peace, one or the other. I don't know which it would be.
I think it would be the latter. Yeah, world peace. One of my final questions that I have for you is on HD audio. So are we talking 192K? We're talking 120? We're talking 256K? Give me your definition of HD audio.
Good question. I believe we have it set at 48K.
Okay.
Which is sort of the highest you usually go for just voice, but it's highly adaptable. So if we were setting something up for something that needed to do, let's say we're doing more music for some reason, or higher fidelity was important, we can definitely do that. But for conference calls, we set it at 48, because that's anything beyond that, you're just sort of wasting fidelity on a boring voice like mine or Jason's.
Or even mine.
I would never say that.
Oh my goodness. Well, guys, I want to thank you so much. Hey, so via social media, I know we can go to freeconference.com, but you guys have a Twitter handle, Facebook page. Why don't you guys plug that?
We've got a Facebook page. We're on Instagram. We're on Twitter. All of it is just Free Conference. So if you look up Free Conference on Twitter, you'll see us there. And again, it's if you see the orange asterisk, that's us. Oftentimes we'll be tweeting pictures of stuff that goes on in our office, but sometimes it's just fun little cute things using our mascot, which is a puffin, and highlighting some things about different conference calls that are going on, or different tips and tricks about collaboration that you can follow.
Perfect. Guys, Jason and Noam, I want to give you guys a round of applause. This is the first time this is the first time, but this won't be the last time we meet, because I definitely look forward to working with you guys in the near future. Thank you so much for being so gracious with your time, giving us more than a half an hour of your time. I want to say thank you. And if we can help you in any way, don't hesitate to call us, or don't basically let Zaria know, don't hesitate to reach out.
Well, gosh,